Sounds good so far. I'll tell you, one of the biggest things I run into year after year is trying to keep my calls in tune. What sounded good last year at the end of the season doesn't necessarily sound good this year at the beginning of the season. And I haven't done anything with them since. So you got to kind of wonder why. Well, right now I'm going to give you a few tips and tactics as to how to make your calls sound good and tune them up properly so they're sounding the way they should when you hit the field this coming season. You know, this call right here, this box call, what happens is that does not sound good. Okay? Last year, this was one of my prime calls. Absolutely sounded incredible. Well, having it stored away for the year, it got hot, it got cold, it got damp, it got dry, whatever. And it's wood, so it's going to expand and contract. And what happens a lot of times, you get the grain in the wood expanding, contracting, and pieces come up and so forth, and you need to take care of that. Best way to do it is with sandpaper, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it so you're not ruining your call. You're actually going to help it sound better and take care of it. Well, first off, what you have to do is you really need to pay attention to the call itself. If you look at this call straight on, you're going to notice that this paddle has a curve to it, okay? And also, the grain goes this way. It goes up and down the paddle, not across. So when you go to tune this and you go to sand it down, you never want to go across the grain. You always want to go with it, okay? Same thing happens for this. If you look at this, this has a natural arc to it as well. So you want to go with the grain as well here. You don't want to go across it. And you want to always maintain whatever arc or whatever angle the manufacturer put on it, because that is what's going to give you the tone of the call. Now, something you want to make sure of is that you don't take too much off. All you want to do is just basically go very lightly with a light grain sandpaper. What that's going to do is it's going to take any of those grains that have risen up and get them off of the call so you have a nice smooth but roughed up surface. Now, another thing that you want to be aware of is you don't want to touch any of these surfaces or this surface with your hand. The oils on your hand are slippery and it'll make the call run improperly. It'll actually make it not run because slippery wood is just plain old slippery and it's not going to give you any sound. So, once you get this roughed up, alright, once you get this sanded down real nice, you don't want it smooth, so you want a fairly rough sandpaper. I take chalk. Okay, now this is not the chalk you find for a blackboard. That has oils in it. This is a carpenter's chalk. So, what this will do is keep it dry, and it'll help protect it a little bit from moisture, so when you are ready to go and use it in the field, it's ready for you. Now hopefully, after sanding this, and sanding this, adding a little chalk, it's ready for the field. That's the way it used to sound. When you go to use your box call, a couple things you want to keep in mind. Number one, you don't want to hold it real tight. You don't want to grip it because you're going to be reducing the amount of vibration that comes out of the call. And that's what makes the sound. So if I was to grip this tightly, that's what it would sound like. If I grip it lightly, it sounds more like a turkey. So always hold it tight, loosely, no matter if it's this way, Doesn't matter. Just hold on to it lightly so the call can resonate and create that turkey sound. Another thing you want to make sure you do while calling is go from the high side to the low side of the call. Do a full stroke on the paddle from your highest sound to your lowest sound, which means basically taking it and doing the full stroke all the way till it gets down into the valley of the call. You don't want to go, that's not a turkey sound. That's a turkey sound. A little slow, but it's turkey sound nonetheless. You speed that up, and that's how you're going to get your call. So, full strokes of the call. Keep your fingers away from the edges that are making the sound so you don't get your oils on it. Tune it properly with the grain, but lightly. You don't want to change the actual dimensions of the call. And next time you're ready to hit the field, you should be all set.